Hello.
How are you today?
Doing well. And yourself?
Not too bad. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're made aware every time we release new content. On the docket today, we have Married to Medicine, Season 8, Episode 13, Jekyll Island, Part 1. Oof. Okay. So we pick up in the bus trip from hell. Who thought this was a good idea, driving 9+ hours to get to the resort at 4:12 in the morning?
No.
Why didn't y'all leave at 7 a.m.?
Right.
What? Okay, so we're in the middle of, I don't know, Georgia. On the way there, we're seeing the tail end of the argument between Lisa and Dr. Heavenly over who's frauding the vaccine testing, the virus testing, or who's doing. Did she throw out Medicaid fraud? During this was so much regarding this particular argument during the show and then after it was aired on other social media. It's just ridiculous. But the highlight of the road trip for me was when Jackie went out, got the gas. That was ridiculous because I don't understand why the driver didn't go and do the gas. Just saying. Why would you let a woman in the middle of 4-day morning go out at a lonely gas station in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, to pump up an RV? No, not going to happen. I don't care. But I guess producers thought that was going to be cute for Jackie to do it. And then when she comes back on and she asks, okay, so is Lisa picking this up or are we going to split it up? Lisa says, I donated the RV, bitch. But Contessa became my favorite when she pulled out a stack of bills from inside of her brassiere, like my grandmother would have done, and hands it over. I thought that was hilarious.
Contessa was not here for that. She's like, you know what? Let's not play these type of games here. And I like that. Like, she's like, you know what, here.
Agreed, Yanni. Why would anybody do this at night? Where is it? Here we go. I know I wouldn't.
But here's the thing, though. If you're renting, okay, maybe I'm looking at this incorrectly, but like, if you're renting an RV, how come gas isn't included in the rental?
Isn't that? She said that was her RV.
So she's saying she donated the RV, though. That's what kind of confused me.
Okay, guys, is that Lisa's RV or did she rent it? I don't know. I just thought it was her RV. I know I shouldn't have. Ugh, Lisa is such a scammer. Hey, I made this one. Yay! Thanks for coming back, Pamela. If I was going to sleep, maybe, but not that many people awake all night. And then you saw poor Simone didn't even want to go to sleep because she felt like she had to keep the driver awake. Good Lord. She said it was her. Right now I'm confused. I don't know.
Why do I? Okay. Oh, Lisa's acting crazy. Lisa's acting up on Twitter. She's talking about, like, I donated the RV.
Thank you.
Why do I have to pay for that gas? Pay for the gas after Dr. Jackie Walters? Glad you found the tank. Well,
I can't stand Lisa. I'm gonna put this out there. I cannot stand Lisa. I don't want her back on this show.
I mean, for me, if you're donating the RV, gas comes along with the RV. Typically, when you donate something, you take care of everything. Mm-hmm. So I was completely confused by her reaction. Like, that shouldn't have been taken care of, because quiet as kept, you're probably working. You're probably writing this off on your taxes anyway. That's why you say you donated it.
True.
Just
True.
my opinion.
But I wouldn't be surprised if she went and picked up the receipt
Mhm.
so that she could claim that too. I don't know. I just think that everything that she donates or gifts or whatever she puts her hands on, it just feels so slimy afterwards. That's all I'm saying. Eesh. Okay. Okay, so they finally get to this resort. They each go to their rooms. I don't think there was any fight over any rooms because at 4:12 in the morning, nobody cares. Keys were distributed, everybody went, got some
Mhm.
sleep. Jackie has a discussion with Dr. Heavenly. I mean, after all of the candy, because I was really loving all of the candy that a dentist has in her purse. But I think it was a really nice scene because Heavenly's tongue can be razor sharp. And I think sometimes when she says things, because her mouth's so slick, she doesn't realize how far those daggers penetrate. I think it was nice of Jackie to, after having that conversation last week with Toya, expressing how hurt she is by
Mhm.
everything that Heavenly has said. I thought it was nice of Jackie to go and let her friend Heavenly know, look, ease up. The girl is hurt. This is what she told me. Now, I don't remember Toya ever saying that Heavenly and Damon were like mentors to her and Eugene. I don't remember.
She said in the previous episode. That's what it
She
is.
did it,
Yes.
but this season or way
Yes.
back?
This season.
Okay, this season doesn't count because I do remember her saying it this season.
Okay.
But like, I don't even remember Toya bringing on Heavenly. I think
Okay. So
Heavenly just showed up.
no, that's not what it was. So Heavenly explained this. So Mariah actually brought Heavenly on
But
to the
didn't Toya
group.
say that she brought in Heavenly?
There's been conflicting messages on that one. From what I understood it, Mariah wanted Heavenly to be on the show. So I think Mariah touched on this during a reunion, if I recall correctly, a couple seasons ago. They brought Heavenly in because remember this is the friction between Heavenly and Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
So Mariah brought in Heavenly. Mariah said, "Oh, here, sign this contract. I will be your manager." Heavenly said, "No, we don't do this." And then basically, Heavenly said Mariah tried to set her up to fail, but she kept it pushing. So that's the way it was brought to us. So I'm gonna go with that scenario. Now Toya may have co-signed Heavenly, but I think it was Mariah who wanted them to be in because they all knew each other.
Okay. I was just a little lost in the sauce with that.
It's always when who brought who in. It's always lost because for the longest time myself, I thought Toya brought in Contessa when it was like no, it was actually Simone.
Really?
Yes, yeah. Contessa said that in the Heavenly Live.
Oh. Okay. All right. Because that was my other thing. I know I did stop watching for a little bit, but I remember when Heavenly came on, but I can't remember all of the details. So I was a little flustered. Like, anyway, whatever. I'm old. So, anyway, then Heavenly, I love her little one on one session with Toya because I found it to be so fake. You know, when she goes into that upper octave
Mm-hmm.
and the giggle? I don't
Right.
believe anything she says when she's in that higher.
No, not at all. I'm like, no, Heavenly, don't do it. Please don't do it.
To me, she was just sopping sugar. But then when she came down to her normal voice and started talking, then I thought the real genuine conversation began.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and even after it finished, I appreciated it for what it was. But much
Right.
like Toya, she was just prepared, okay, until you make the next insult, which should be like in the next 15 minutes.
Right. Agreed.
But Heavenly surprised me because at the dinner, she actually doubled down and, said that she, admires Toya. I'm surprised she didn't choke on her food.
Me too.
You think she's only doing that for Jackie?
Yes.
Oof. Okay.
I do because she's always said she doesn't respect Toya. I'm sorry, it is what it is at this point. So why go back on it now? Because in her confessional, she said like Toya should be happy if Eugene got me because I would give and go to work. I would I'm good in bed, So it was to me that's why I say for Jackie because she doesn't respect Toya. And my whole thing is this: what you say in your confessional, you should be able to say on camera. Just tell Toya like, you know what? Let me be honest with you. My issue with you is that the fact that your man does absolutely everything for you. Like he's working 12-hour shifts. He's coming home. He's cleaning the house. He's cooking dinner. And what do you do all day besides play tennis and maybe do a little virtual teaching? This is why I don't respect you. Because with all the time that you have, you could be helping your husband maybe do a side business. Like what happened to like the mobile doctor concierge? What happened to that y'all supposed to be building?
Oh,
You know?
yeah. That was
What
one
happened to
season and
that?
it never went anywhere.
Right. The fact that y'all got into this financial situation, I do blame you. I do
Mm-hmm.
blame you because of your spending habits, and you want to talk about Anila and her spending habits. You need to watch your own pocketbook before you watch somebody else's. I don't. She just needs to say, "I don't respect you because you don't do shit." Just say it out. Just say it.
Pamela says she can't stand Heavenly. The voice is like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah, it is. It is, especially the higher notes. It's crazy, but
So here's the thing, and I've heard a lot of people say this, and
mm-hmm.
for me, I disagree. And that's why Simone got mad at Jackie. She could put heavily on her place back then. I'm gonna equate this. Say Debbie and I can't check Debbie and Debbie can't check me. No adult can check another adult about how they speak to another adult. That relationship is between those two people. Toya has all this mouth in confessionals into Anila, but she doesn't have that same mouth for Heavenly. Because she can't go to toe with Heavenly, and she knows it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she wanted to Jackie about it. How old are you to go to someone else like, oh, you need to talk to your friend because they hurt my feelings? What kind of BS is that? No. So Yanni, what it is that I do see your point,
Mm-hmm.
but Toya, how can I put this? I think the Toya expressed herself because what Heavenly is doing is directed to Toya directly. Now the issue Simone has is with Heavenly is that Heavenly roasted Cecil on Twitter, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Simone wanted Jackie to defend Cecil basically against Heavenly, and she wasn't getting involved in that because one, your man shouldn't be coming at a woman on Twitter anyway, and you got what you got.
I mean, they all know what Heavenly gives in the end. Like, if you are going to say something to Heavenly, just be prepared for her firing back. Like, look what happened after last week's episode. And Heavenly came onto her social media and unleashed on Lisa Nicole. Really?
Right. So with the Jackie and Simone situation, Simone always put everything on Heavenly. No, check your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Check your husband first. Like, talk to him about that. Because he not came at Heavenly on Twitter, he went and got lambasted. And don't enter arenas that you can't handle. So Simone being mad about that, Heavenly makes no sense to me.
Or let me ask you a question. Do you think that she intervened this time for Toya because she realized the mistake last time with Simone, that she just did it? Or do you think it's the normal thing? They look at Toya as not on their equal, status. So why not, do a little charity here and there?
I'm gonna lean with the former that I think Jackie realized like she's made mistakes. So like her situation with Curtis, like she missed all the red flags because she wasn't
Mm-hmm.
paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
and she's learned from those mistakes. I
Mm-hmm.
think with Toya, she knows the change in Toya, and she expressed concern, and then Toya came at her directly, and Jackie responded in a way. I don't think Jackie liked the way she responded, but it kind of had to be done at that point. So she wanted to take Toya aside to talk to her about it. And I also think that Jackie is the only one that actually pulled Toya aside to have a conversation. Like, why are you being so mean? What's going on? You
Mm-hmm.
know, people complain about Toya and her attitude, but I haven't seen anyone take her aside. Like, girl, what's going on with you? To
Right.
have that real conversation.
They're just wizzying about her behavior, but not actually asking her what's happening. Interesting.
And then on the second part, acting like she's superior. Jackie's always kind of acted that way, though. I'm not gonna hold. I'm not gonna hold someone's personality against them. They've been
No,
consistent.
not acting like she's superior. Like how you said, all of these doctors look at Toya as lesser than because she doesn't work, she doesn't like have any side jobs, like nothing. She just is a housewife. I don't know.
True, Montana. Yanni, I think Simone isn't hurt by Cecil's situation, but because Jackie kind of said Simone and Heavenly both are on the same level of friendship. Okay, I agree, but the Cecil situation was the start because Heavenly kept going in on Cecil on social media. That was just the start of it. And then when as the relationship started to fracture, when Jackie said they see their friendship that was equal, I think that kind of pushed Simone over the edge.
But how did it start between Heavenly and Cecil?
So it was a couple seasons ago. I want to say Heavenly and Simone were getting to about something. I think Cecil intervened.
Oops. Mistake number one.
If I recall correctly, and then that's when Heavenly said she doesn't address men.
She said that on the show too.
Yeah, she doesn't address men directly. It's not what she does. Then then you go from there. You go to that's when they were going through the relationship issues. And Simone even said that part of the issue she was having with Cecil was that he didn't have a job. And
Uh-huh.
Cecil, he didn't. So there was Cecil went on Twitter and went at Dr. Heavily. Then Heavily went fired back at him saying that he has no job or something to that effect.
Oops.
Then Simone tried to play it like well, I've said this to you in confidence, and you put this on social media. And Heavenly's like, no, you said this at the reunion. It's on tape.
Yeah. Because I remember her saying it.
Yanni, it wasn't private. It was at the reunion. It was at the reunion.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about the online drama, but I do know that she said it was a major problem. He ain't had no job.
Yeah.
And then he had also taken 25,000 and applied it to some business venture that I don't think went anywhere.
Yanni,
okay.
exactly. That's the excuse Simone is using. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's where Simone heavily had the issue, but it's Simone's problem.
Okay. All right. What did you think of the scene?
Let me go back to June. Yes, June, come through. Toya is in no place to shame anyone's bill paying. Baby, I'm sorry. Since we talk about it, let's talk about it. You should not talk about anybody's financial issues when y'all have to move like damn near every other season, and y'all have tax issues.
So you don't believe her when she said that she didn't write it?
What?
Wait, are y'all jumping ahead to the rumor game at the dinner?
No. June made a good point. Toya is in no place to shame anyone's bill paying.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Agreed. Definitely
agree. Before we get to the final dinner, what did you think about the walk that Quad, Jackie, and Contessa took, where Contessa detailed Scott's life coach that he's been talking to? And I thought it was quite interesting. They got a divorced woman, a woman that saved her marriage, and then, as Contessa said herself, who's burying her head in the sand and not picking up on the red flags.
Can you repeat that? My apologies.
What did you think of the walk between Quad, Jackie, and Contessa?
Oh, where they went and sat down and were talking about the marriage?
Yeah.
I honestly enjoyed the conversation because, you know, Jackie was super open and honest. You know, I think they were all open and honest, but where I'm struggling with Contessa, and I'm not sure if you've noticed, is like she will talk to people and get their advice, but she doesn't take it in. She seems to regurgitate the same issues you said before, and I'm like, well, you've told them the issues, they told you their perspective, but you haven't seemed to acknowledge their perspective.
I will agree with you on that, right? Because she got like both perspectives. In Quad, divorcee, she wasn't taking it. And then she got the perspective of someone who did work to save her marriage and who was blind to all the red flags. She sat there, she listened, but then she said, I'm just going to bury my head in the sand. And I think it's what's most comfortable for her right now, because unlike the two of them, she has 3 very young children to consider. So her situation is completely unique to her. I think she's taken it in, but I don't think she's ready to make either one of those 2 steps, because she can't pull the trigger on a divorce because she's using her kids as the first and foremost reason for that. And then secondly, she can't work on her marriage to make it better like how Jackie did, because you have to have a willing participant partner to work on it. So she's kind of stuck. She is.
I don't think she's stuck, and here's the reason why I say that.
In her head, she's stuck.
Okay, but here's the reality. I don't think she's come to the reality of the situation that your husband is not willing to work on this marriage. She's not willing to. She's not where she can acknowledge that.
Yeah.
What she's doing for me is she's taking everything onto herself. She's taking the situation onto herself, but blaming him, but refuses to understand. Like, ma'am, he's not in a space to work on his marriage with you. He's just not, and he's showing you he's not with his attitude and what he's saying to you. Like, if you and what she needs to understand, like, his attitude toward her has become increasingly worse, increasingly more disrespectful.
He's just downright cruel. Did you see when she had the video call with him
Mm-hmm.
and the little girl said something about calling daddy's girlfriends?
Friend,
And she said, don't even joke about that. And he was sitting there laughing at her.
right?
Like, it takes a special brand of individual to be intentionally cruel to their life partner and then have your children privy to it. And as accomplices, unknowingly accomplice in
Mm-hmm.
this thing. Like, that's torture. What are you doing?
I want her to get a divorce.
Well,
Or,
Blavi
or at
says
least
she's
file.
getting a divorce. I don't know. Like, I just, there's no way that I can like Scott after this. There's just not, like, do I like how Contessa is handling this? No, but I don't have to take into account 3 young children. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. Hey, Susan, you're never late. Um, but you know what? I just hope she doesn't wind up on an episode of Snapped.
That too.
You know, Debbie, do you think he's playing fun friend daddy so the kids later on be on his side? I don't know. I think he's a mean person to Contessa, and I don't think he's much better to those children. I think he thinks those children are like anchors, dead weight on him. Because when she went off to get the degree, he was whole hella angry that he was left behind with those kids.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And then her adult conversation about maybe daddy having a girlfriend. Wasn't the joke like about the kids calling his girlfriends?
No. Mm-mm.
What?
It was like, because kids don't make those kind of jokes; they're too young. So my thing is, and this is just a speculation, that while when she was in school, away at school, I have a feeling some woman's been coming around.
Well, this is like the 3rd time the kids have brought up the girlfriend situation. First, the
Right.
oldest girl, Leela, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 times, like this last time, and then one more time a few episodes back.
Right. But kids,
Like,
but like Yanni said, kids pick up stuff, and that
mm-hmm.
doesn't pop out of nowhere. So that tells me these kids have been privy to some other woman.
I just don't understand how Scott could sit back and laugh at that. That's so disrespectful, so disrespectful. But I can't wait to see how he behaves when he comes. We're gonna drop the link in a second, Ablavi. We just want to talk about the farewell, not the farewell dinner, the dinner at the end of the show. Okay, they go to dinner. Great. This whose idea was this rumor game? Because this was nothing but a bad idea.
That sounds like some Carrie. That sounds like some Carrie stuff.
Okay, who brought up the issue with regards to all right, let's get to the fun part first. So wait, Quad and Toya have kissed?
Apparently.
Oh, yummy. Why didn't we get that on film? Okay. So then we bring up what was the next question after the kissing thing? Do we remember?
I don't, honestly.
Okay, so it was just that, and then the whole Anila finance isn't good with finances, and then Anila calling out Lisa. I keep on wanting to call her Lisa Marie. Lisa Nicole on not paying her for her whatever her post.
Mm-hmm.
How did that deviate so random, like so wildly? And good Lord, Anila.
Oh, it's because the rumor is that Lisa Nicole or somebody else stole your money.
Yeah, that was another thing too. Do you think that Anila gets approval from production to say these things, or this is her just popping off randomly? Because this didn't make any sense to the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Was it juicy? Yes. But it was I was thrown a curveball that I was like, wait, what? You lost $400 back in DC and you never brought it up? What happened? And
Right.
then I'm like, oh, they must not have caught that on film. And then you see her looking through everything for this $400. So why didn't you bring that up? I don't want to see it now if you didn't bring it up then. And
Right.
then she didn't handle her business well. How are you? Okay, you're in this arrangement with somebody and you just expect them to pay you? No, you send an invoice.
Of
Or am I
course.
wrong here? Like, I don't have a
So
business.
there's two ways. Like, so in this situation, there, the way I would go about this is that you should have a contract in place, and like what you okay, here's the way I would do it. You set up a contract saying, um, I you we agreed on about this much per post, this much per story. Then what you should do is I'm going to post on these particular days. You give a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Then you say, okay, for this schedule as it lays, it's going to be this much. Then you submit it to Lisa Nicole for approval. Now, should it be approved, you invoice Lisa Nicole from like the 1st to the 15th. You send an invoice for whatever that amount is. Then you send an invoice mid-month for like the end. Okay, so on the 15th, you would submit an invoice from post from the 1st to the 15th. Then on the 30th and 31st, you'll send another invoice for the post from the 16th to the 30th or the 31st. That's the way it should be done.
All I can say is, Anila, thank God you got your transaction recorded during the season, and Bravo has the tape of you telling her what your rates were, her agreeing to it, and then both of you reviewing the post after it was done, or else you wouldn't have a foot to stand on. And moving forward, like, don't do any more verbal agreements, Boo Boo Kitty. Whether they're your friends or not.
I agree with June. I
Yeah,
think Scott's are yes.
yeah. I was gonna highlight that, but Anila was just ridiculous to me. I think she's a loose cannon that I can sometimes like, and others times I could do without.
Right. What Yanni says, well, I did get the game. Shady, by the way, was all about the new girls, the three friends of the show, and Toya. How about the other ladies? Yep. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yanni says, Yanni's so wrong. So that's for professionals, Jamal. Anela's not professional. Lisa is a crook because they did agree prices.
But you saw how easy it was for Lisa to just lie?
Yeah.
Girl, did you forget you were on camera? We didn't discuss prices. Yes, you did. Well, I never saw the post. Yes, you did. Girl.
You would have to see the post because as it was part of the agreement. You're supposed to tag the company on the post. That's the way it works. Ooh,
I
Lisa Nicole, Lisa
don't.
Nicole, Lisa Nicole. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Anila, pick better business partners. Honestly, like great for you that your previous clients would always reach out to you to send their payment. Like that doesn't happen in the real world. Sorry.
What?
Hello, dear.
Hi. Okay, so I haven't seen. I've caught enough reviews to know what's been happening. I just need to
Mhm.
talk about Contessa and her disrespectful husband. There's something about this show I don't like. I don't like them showing particularly African American women with cheating husbands, and that you need to forgive the cheating husband because without a husband you're nothing. I know that's not what they're trying to say, but that's how it comes across.
Mm.
Mm.
Like Jackie should have divorced him. They had no like. Okay, I know I'm a little bit ruthless because I feel as if you cheat on me, you are done. Ain't no, there's nothing you can tell me. There's no, oh, sorry, baby, nothing. And she didn't have children or anything. But if she wants to stay with him, fine.
No, but again, Ablavi, that's why I kind of agreed with the way how they set up this scene because you had Quad who left her husband,
Mm-hmm.
left him and took his bed too. And then you had Jackie who worked it out and stayed. So she had advice from two totally different scenarios.
But how can you fix a relationship with a man who is so disrespectful that he has your children talking about girlfriends he has, and you're still married? Like, why are other women meeting your children before they meet you?
Well, I guess that's something that Contessa is going to have to come to terms with once she digs her head out of the sand because she has admitted I've put my head into the sand. She doesn't want to deal with it and she's using her children as the excuse. But she's going to get tired really quickly of being the butt of her husband's jokes and
Like it's
disrespect.
it but the thing about it is, why it really bothers me, because didn't she give up on going to school, give up her career, doing all of this because the children needed her, for a husband to have something on the side? Like, this really bothers me. This divorce bothers me because at least Jackie was well into her career, right?
Mhm.
Quad was with him, but she decided she didn't want to have children with Dr. G, and she was always about her money. This contested thing, like, she keeps giving up everything for this family unit, and I'm not understand. Like, I don't understand if this is a production thing, because it seems like he doesn't care about her, nor does he care that he's having an affair. And then, too, I feel like this is going to be a semantics thing, where it's like, well, I didn't say she was a girl. She was a girlfriend, not a girlfriend. Like, I feel something like that's going to happen.
Mhm. I don't know. I need more information on it before I could say anything. And like I said, like I know that I would leave, but I don't have the same considerations that Contessa has. It's a bigger decision. Let me ask you a question though. What does she put on the back burner with regards to her career for him?
Remember, she was going to school in, what was it, Tennessee, to become an administrator, and then she
Oh,
left him.
yes. But I thought she graduated. Did she graduate, Jamal?
I don't think she go. Let me see.
I don't know why I thought she graduated.
She she stopped going.
Yeah.
But I want to check.
Why did I think I saw a graduation picture on social media?
Maybe she did, but
She
that's what
quit,
it.
but then she went back. Yanni's saying she went back.
So
Okay.
she earned. So she wound up going back and earning her master's in public health.
Okay, good for her.
Good for her. But I just, her storyline is just so heartbreaking. She has the parent she really can't count on. She has a husband she
Oh
can't
yeah.
really count on. Like, it's just too much. And I get tired of him, because I didn't like him when she went to school, and how he was acting like taking care of his children was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I
Hmm.
would have
Mm-hmm.
divorced him.
Yep. And quite honestly, in all of the years that I've seen him there, like I only picked up the year that, remember when she had the breast surgery because her mom died from breast cancer. So she had hers removed. I don't remember Scott being like so supportive of her then. It was just minimal.
He's
And
not. He's a bad husband from the show. And I know people don't want me saying that, but he's a bad husband on the show because he is the only he's a doctor, his wife is a doctor, like a real doctor. I'm sorry, Heavenly, a dentist is a doctor, but we're talking about not dentistry. We know you're a doctor. For him, she does the same amount of work he does. He does nothing to help her out around the house. He's sitting here. And then this therapist, is this a sexologist? What type of therapist is he going to?
what is it that you always say, Ray Ray and TT? Maybe that's who he's going to.
No, Pookie and Ray Ray.
Pookie and Ray Ray.
No.
I just find it very, like, everything that comes out of his mouth is very twisted and always makes me stop and pause. Like, what did you just say?
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Marcel on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Oh, I never watched that. Marcel. Was he the one that was married to Melanie?
Yeah.
Martel.
Martel. Okay. All right. So wait, but he tried to make Melanie believe like the divorce was her fault. Like,
But
no, him cheating was her fault.
So is Scott. Scott is acting like, I guarantee you he'll say, well, you went to school. Well, you were taking care of the kids. He doesn't take no accountability. And then he's being so sly. And like, why they've been in therapy all this time and he's just saying that he has a female therapist?
But what kills me is, how have you been talking to a therapist for 6 to 7 months that you're not paying? Then that's not a therapist, that's a friend. And more than a friend at 6 or 7 months in.
I think what he meant to say is her occupation is a therapist.
But they're not talking to anyone for free.
No, like he's saying his new girlfriend is a therapist.
Oh, so he's letting her know in code that, girl, I'm cheating on you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because if it was just talking to a therapist, you would have some billing, you know? And then let's be honest, is a therapist a therapist? Is this a sexual therapist? You know, people have little titles on what they do now.
Gross.
I just think he's disgusting. Go ahead.
Sorry, Montana says, I wish you would cover Love and Marriage Huntsville. Not many do. I'm interested in this show. Do we know when it comes back?
I don't know, because now it's off the chain because he done had the side babies. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, babies? I thought it was just one.
No, allegedly he has about 8 to 10 kids out there.
What?
Allegedly.
I thought it was one.
The one with Arian that's the confirmed side chick baby. That's the confirmed one. But allegedly there's a good 3 to 4 more out there.
Oh my God.
No, they said it's coming back. They said summer 2021.
Yeah, because due to the situation with Martel and Melanie, that's why there was no reunion.
But anyway,
they got so out of control.
I think I know 2 are confirmed. 2 have gotten the DNA test. But there are another 2.
Yeah. So the second one did get confirmed.
She did.
Okay.
And she goes to his mother's house with the other kids. You know how his mother has all the grandchildren? So
right.
Because that baby and Arian's baby are close in age. So that means him, Melanie, that kid, and the side chick all have children the same ages.
Gross.
But the other one I wanted to discuss is what's her name? Lisa Nicole.
Go ahead.
Listen, Lisa Nicole can always make a gown look cheap. I don't know where she be getting that fabric from. I don't know where she be getting those designs from. Maybe she and She by Sheree could come up with a line together. Cause both their fashions look atrocious. Do you think she stole that woman's money?
I mean, she
Mm,
seems very adamant about it. She seems very upset.
I don't know that. I think she probably misplaced it. Like it could have fell out of her purse somewhere, and Lisa could have seen it on the sidewalk and picked it up and go, "Oh, mine." That's it.
Well, the thing about her, the new girl, she's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they was like, please don't give us Mariah looking. I don't even know what to say about her because she's just boring.
Okay, I'm on Lisa Nicole's website. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need do better. I mean, $500 for a jumpsuit,
Well, we've
Yeah.
and then
all seen examples of her work. Remember, Giselle's dress was done by Lisa Nicole. It was
Mhm.
atrocious.
okay, hold on. But in fairness, they only had 3 days to make that dress. In fairness, so I'm not gonna hold that against her.
She could have had three years. It would have still looked like trash.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna need. So I just put the link in the chat. Debbie, can you pull this up? I'm mad.
Okay. All right. You
And,
keep talking while I pull
and
it
this
up.
is and this is the strong collection. That's what it's called on the website.
Listen,
But
everybody needs to get money their own way.
they do. But with Lisa, it's just, I want her to because I will say this overall, I like the character of Lisa Nicole, but I she just annoys me with her business deals and not being
Can
upfront.
I ask you something? Isn't Lisa Nicole half Indian?
I don't think so. Let me just double check.
I thought she was. Or is Darren? I know somebody was like Southeast Asian.
What is this?
Those are her fashions. That's Fashion Nova Lisa Nicole edition.
Okay, so that was strong. So wait. Okay. This is so interesting. All
You
right.
know what? Let me ask. You should do Where They Are Now. What happened to the woman I remember is married at Medicine? She was a white woman and she was
Jill,
living. Yeah, remember? And she went to jail. What happened with that for fighting her
I,
husband?
we shouldn't. We need to look at her because didn't he divorce her?
Yeah.
Who's Jill?
She was a white chick that got into it heavily on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You may not have
Lord.
been watching that season.
Yeah, I was.
No, it came out after the season that she got arrested for fighting her husband.
Right. And then he divorced her shortly after, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So this is like Lisa Nicole. Now like I'm not knocking it, but do better.
But you know what? Now that we talk about Married to Medicine, I'm sorry. People used to say there was a difference between VH1 and Bravo, not with Married to Medicine. Because I remember the first season when Toya and Mariah was
Right.
fighting. What was that? Carrie's house? Whose house was that?
Yeah, I
That
think
was
that was
Carrie's house.
Carrie's.
And that's
Yeah.
why Carrie wasn't invited back to the show because Mariah got mad because Carrie kicked them both out, and she felt that since Aiden and Duncan were like best friends, that Carrie should have just taken Mariah's side, even though her mama was hitting Toya in the head with the purse.
Well, did Carrie come on this season yet?
Yeah.
Carrie's been on the season, yeah, a couple times.
You know, I could never get over Carrie and how messed up her lips used to look. They used to drive me crazy. Did she fix that?
I plead the fifth. So Yanni says I watched since day one. Remember, yeah, Yanni. So Jill was like the squeaky Caucasian woman, blonde. Her and Heavenly would go at it. Heavenly calls her stupid. They're fighting on the beach in a tent. Her.
Can you find a picture of her? Because I don't remember her either.
Yeah, her name's Jill Connors.
Jill Connors? Wait, is this Grace gown the mess that she hooked up for yeah, because all it needs is some embellishment up here and more down here. This is the same ugly gown that she put
Does
on
that
that.
say $1,200?
Uh-huh. Let's see. Oof.
But yeah, the Married to Medicine has got to be the
Hey
most ghetto
Debbie,
franchise.
Yeah.
Debbie, I sent you
Oh,
the link for Jill.
okay.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
Jamal, I know you remember that story. It was so because they didn't even invite her to the reunion.
Nope, nope, not when you allegedly assaulting your husband. I mean,
Why did you get the most craziest picture of her?
so I want to send the mugshot. That's why.
Oh, not. I don't remember this woman at all.
You probably
Yes.
stopped watching that season. I remember her completely.
No, she was on the season when Toya first started moving.
Oh, there's her mugshot. Wait, let's look at that.
See, I wasn't trying to do that.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Oof. Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Good on you, girl.
No, but she was on that season. She used to go at it with Heavenly out of
Yep,
anybody. And she was
all
a
the
good
time.
one. So it was an interest. And then she was friends with Toya because they used to live in the same neighborhood. Because she just moved to the neighborhood.
God, I'm really trying to remember.
Let's go back to these. I, I mean, Lisa Nicole,
I think it was
Bubblepin.
season 4 or 5. It was a while ago. She wasn't like on the show. She was like a friend of.
Yeah, she's a friend of.
This is a disaster waiting to happen.
Well, now that we've talked about the foolishness, who else can you know what? Who better not ever cheat on their wife is Heavenly's husband.
But
Why?
he's the one that you just like he would have the biggest excuse to do it.
Let me tell you why. You know how? Remember when that woman when they were on? It was in Mexico, and the woman said that, "Oh, I want to sleep with you. You want to have relations with Heavenly's husband," and how she almost lost her mind.
Yeah,
You don't remember that?
I do.
Cause Heavenly's crazy. She'll go to jail, beating somebody up for her man. Yeah, Heavenly like that hoodlum.
Listen, she loved her some daddy. Leave her alone.
I
That's
can't
all she
stand that.
got.
I can't stand that. Like you're gonna be like, oh, daddy, like, ugh. And then who
Mm-mm.
else was on the show? Oh, Quad. How's Quad doing? Because she got demoted.
Wait, why Quad went and told Simone that she need to wash her wig because it's too greasy?
Ooh,
No, that's not what she said. What she said was, she said, Simone, be careful because you got too much oil in that wig.
ooh.
She said you have to wash it.
Did she say? I missed that part.
Yes, it was on the bus. And it was like a like it looked like it was like they were supposed to be not filming and they were all kicking back. And she's like, Simone, you got to wash that wig. It has too much oil in it or whatever. Am I the only one who heard that?
Mm-hmm. And it was interesting because Quad's. Never mind. I'm not gonna be messy tonight.
Thank you, larger curves. Yes, she did.
You don't
Simone really
remember
don't care. Oh yeah, yeah.
Simone and Cecil were great. Cecil. Shout out to Cecil. Give him a what do they put? Give him a sculpt. Give him a chair with one of the women. Cause how he read Heavenly for her house had me kikiing for years to come. Cecil need his Cecil. I was gonna say a peach, but this isn't Real Housewives of Atlanta. But yeah,
But
you know what? Let me ask you something. Do you think they should have put Mariah on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I think, me personally, I think Mariah will be a great fit because that show needs some spice. I think that show needs Mariah, Sheree, Phaedra, and Nene.
Well, this
Those
is
are go ahead.
God.
they're gonna have to. I'm praying we can get rid of Drew and Cynthia this year. I'm praying, and then Candy can go next year
Yeah.
because with the Portia thing now, it's they really have to cut off the other crew and get their group down, and they better not
Hmm.
bring boring Eva back.
Yeah, Eva can't come back. Sorry. Eva can't come back.
But the
Eva
only reason why I would see Candy coming back was because like she gets all of the dirt on everybody. She doesn't always spill it, but she knows all the dirt.
Well, I mean, I'm listen, Kenya. I'm sorry. Warning, Kenya Moore fans. Warning. Kenya Moore doesn't do well unless she has somebody to battle. So they either need to
right.
bring a Nene or a Portia because this season she was flat because it didn't. She and then two, I would really like to see. You know how they have one black on all the housewives now.
They
Hmm.
do?
Yeah,
Except for
Dallas
except for
doesn't
Dallas.
have
Dallas.
any.
Except for Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I think they should do an all stars with all the black ones. So they put Kenya, Garcelle, Ebony, the new one from Jersey. Who's black? Mary. Is there another
Mm.
one?
Oh, not Mary. No, you did
Yeah,
not say
Mary.
Mary.
Mary, and then put two other people because I want Garcelle to read Kenya for filth about that Kyle thing.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
Ebony would be good because it'd be because see Kenya thinks she's the smartest person in Atlanta, even with Candy. So it will be interesting to see her with woman at her level. And then you know what? We could put a few married to medicine. We could put Quad in there too. And Mariah, honey, we got a show. And put them in a house like Bad Girls Club. We got a show.
I don't think the insurance will cover that. Well, wait, did y'all see what Yanni put up here? Did you guys hear the rumor that OC is done with Kelly and they're trying to bring Heather back? Oh my God.
I did hear that.
I would watch.
Why are they done with Kelly? What happened?
The backlash is too much.
Nobody wants to hear her anymore.
I think the problem with Kelly is she didn't understand her role.
True.
Like your role is to make, you once the season is done, you need to wrap it up and shut up and don't keep going with it. You know?
Hmm.
And then just live your life. You only supposed to be a villain during the season. Do you think that her ex-husband
Oh.
sued them? Because I think that's what happened.
Who? What was his name?
Oh,
Michael?
Michael.
Yeah, because remember she was telling that he was being a deadbeat dad and things like that.
Oof. Okay.
If she
Yeah,
had
I mean,
created,
But
no,
he shouldn't sue the show for that. He should sue her.
but they're
right.
broadcasting it. I agree with Mariah starting Married to Medicine. I do think that she was a great executive producer, and I'm thinking if she could get Nene, maybe even Boring Fallon, to go in her on her lawsuit. Listen, I'm sorry. We have to talk about that. Listen, Fallon, you could have gave us a short 5 second clip on Instagram. When you come out here, the girls need you to spread some tea or shut your mouth and stay home. You know?
Mhm.
If Mariah could get other people from Bravo, because Bravo's gonna have to do something. Well, can they put anybody from any? Do you think they'll bring somebody from LA to the Married to Medicine cast? Because I heard.
They need to bring Dr. Imani, Leah, the friends. I mean, honestly, they could bring all the doctors because I mean, we could see like Britain and Contessa. Contessa's gonna need a shoulder to cry on. I could see Doctor Imani and Heavenly having, even though they get along, I could see them getting into some fights. Oh yeah, it would be fantastic.
How about this? They bring what's the girl named Brittany? That's Contessa's
Britain,
friend.
Doctor
Britain.
Britain.
Bring over just Britain, right? Then she supports her friend, encourage her to get a divorce, and then the two of them go and get married. I'm just following the Jennifer Esteno model.
You're so petty. What would didn't Fallon say she was being racially discriminated against?
Oh, I thought she said she was being used by Bravo.
Isn't that the one? Listen,
I can't remember.
I'm just so sick of Bravo. TLC is coming hard. Because I'm going to watch this first episode of My Ex's Man, whatever it is, and see how it goes.
Oh, I'm moving in with my boyfriend and his ex. Yes, I'm curious. It's an interesting concept, so I'm very curious.
But you know what? Something else. Did you watch the encore? Did you see that? Was hilarious.
Yes, I watched it.
Listen, you gotta type in Keely? Oh, I'm gonna put it in one of your videos. The music video that Keely did after she left Cheetah Girls, honey. It's too much. Get ready for the scandal.
Wait, is this the one about a boyfriend or something like that and leaving them?
Yeah.
I heard a little tittle tattle about that. Is it that bad?
It's bad. The video is bad. Somebody sent it to me. I said,
oh.
But yeah, okay. I think you should put the encore, Love and Marriage Huntsville when it comes back. We could drop Mama June and the Foolishness. We could drop really everything else on WeTV. You know what? Speaking of WeTV, when are the Braxtons coming back?
I didn't think they were.
Oh, they're done?
Did they get renewed?
Oh, what else can they show?
I haven't seen anything about them being renewed. That's why I'm kind of intrigued.
I'm just curious because you know that Toni Braxton, is she still playing with Birdman or did they break up yet?
I thought they broke up.
I thought they were still together.
Hold on. See?
Everything is so like murky between her, like that relationship that she has.
I'm really interested in seeing because it's the summer starting to come. So all the ratchet shows. We got Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Because, Carly, speaking of, you know what you need to do a tea on? Listen, I was being real messy in the blogs. Did you see what Wendy Williams said about Lamar Odom?
No. Why? What did she say?
Apparently, she said she'd been dipping it and doing it with Lamar.
What?
Listen, Wendy. you gotta go on Twitter and see. I was like, and they also said, because we getting more Wendy report, she and that white guy went out on a date that his ex-wife is saying that he left her with no money. The one that Claudia was sleeping with.
Oh. What?
Yes. Honey, Wendy is out in these streets living.
Wow.
Oh my God. Well,
yes, Wendy is sitting here, and you still didn't talk about Chloe and her getting sued for allegedly $10 million and she got to pay somebody $10 million for stealing and cutting up.
Where did she steal?
She stole some. So there was this girl, and she sent Chloe clothing, and then she used that clothing, her clothing designs for her Good American jeans, and so they reached a settlement. And she has to pay the girl $10 million.
No, see, this is what we tune into your channel for.
Oh. Exactly. This is exactly why we tune into your channel.
So wait, Wendy is dating Gary Owen? Seriously?
Allegedly. They said allegedly. They said that they went to dinner after the show and was having a good time.
But doesn't Wendy go out with her guests after like the shows? Like after she got the divorce, she started being more social and going out with people.
Well,
Ew, but isn't he still divorcing his wife?
and she like her white
Okay.
meat. She like her white meat on the side. Shout out to Jeannie Mai.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Jeannie Mai. She like her white meat on the side, just like Jeannie Mai like her black meat on the side.
I can't with you, Blobby.
You know what,
Oh my
Debbie? You know
God.
what? Now that I'm so messy, I'm gonna let y'all live. I have to go out, but you know what? Maybe I need to do a live on the foolishness because Wendy is out of acting foolish in these streets.
Oh my God. Guys, you've heard it here first. She's going to do a live. You could catch all of the mess over on a Blobby's channel on YouTube, a Blobby M.
Yeah.
I also saw Larger Curves in here earlier. She backed me up. She also has a great channel on YouTube. Please support all small creators. We need it.
Yeah, you got to go live for this. This should be another discussion.
It should be. Oh my
It should
God.
be paying for men. When is it acceptable? When is it not? So we could get warning, Kenya Moore fans, warning.
you love going on Miss Kenya Moore and her alleged payment.
Listen, I wouldn't go so hard on Kenya Moore if Kenya Moore was a nice person. But Kenya Moore be repping it and raving it in these streets like she's 20 and her poom poom is made out of gold. You know?
Oh my God, poor Kenya Moore. Here.
Yeah, you know what? I'm also gonna do in my channel because I go to Brooklyn now. We're gonna do a nice tasting testing at Mark Daly's restaurant when I wanna
Ew.
waste some money.
Really? Have they passed code?
They passed code. We got
Okay.
some. They passed code, but I heard it might be not a restaurant soon. So I got to go over there right before. They
What do
say
you?
his restaurant is doing bad.
I thought he was
Oof.
like feeding all the first responders or something.
That's not money in that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, get in there before it closes down.
I know. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
All right, my friend.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so guys, this has been around the world and then some. Geez, thanks Ablavi for always checking in with us. So that was Married to Medicine season 8, episode 15, Jekyll Island part 1. Part 2 is next week. And I think that's the season finale.
Yes. It is
So yeah, so it'll be good. They've got a nice tight season. Can't wait to see this all over with. And then they do we know how many parts their reunion is?
Probably gonna be 2.
Okay, that's fair enough for 15 episodes or 16 episodes. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in with us today. Please leave your comments below. We enjoy seeing what your thoughts are on this program and any of the other programs that we watch. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. Any final thoughts, Jamal?
No, we're good.
Sweet. So until next time.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.